A so-called sober living scheme is plaguing Native American communities all across Arizona.
Fake rehab centers defrauding the state's Medicaid system and raking in hundreds of millions of dollars, made even worse by the death of loved ones.
Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum has more after speaking with the state attorney general about this. Justin.
Brian, Christina, based on my conversation with the Attorney General, expect the amount of stolen funds to be even larger than we thought. Meanwhile, there are families searching for missing people who are already dead. Raquel Moody is a member of the Apache tribe. She does not hide the fact that she struggled with addiction. So did her cousin, Carlo Walker.
He struggled with his own addiction, and back in November, we had a conversation, and I was, upset with him because he was drinking in one of the houses.
Moody is referring to a sober living home where Walker was believed to be staying until he went missing last year.
Hold on, I can't do this.
It's still hard to talk about for her. You just need a moment?
Yeah.
I know it's a lot, but you're doing it for him, He has no one else to speak for him. Moody and other family members looked for Walker throughout the valley back in February, but a simple Google search led to tragic news. Walker died last December. Moody learned that Maricopa County's Indigent Decedent Services handled the burial, since Walker's next of kin had no idea he was dead.
When, my family went to find his grave, it was just a number. He had no name, just his case number on PVC pipe. And that made me wonder, how many of our people are out there just, buried.
Moody has been in the sober living system herself and says she stayed in several different houses.
The first thing they ask for is your access number, your birthday, your name, first and last, and food stamps.
So far in 2023, Access, the Arizona healthcare cost containment system, has suspended payments to more than 150 registered Medicaid providers, including sober living homes, behavioral health residential facilities, and outpatient treatment centers. The crackdown comes after what the Arizona Attorney General calls one of the greatest scandals in the history of the state's government.
And I said, my God, are you serious? And that's when I became aware of it and started digging into it.
What Kris Mays learned from her healthcare fraud and abuse team: fake rehab centers fraudulently billing Access for therapy services not actually being provided to Native Americans in need. Instead, tribal members and other vulnerable groups of people bribed with alcohol, drugs, and cash to stay in these homes.
These sober living homes became entrenched in our communities. It became an entrenched part of the state. And what's shocking is it was mostly fraudulent.
The crisis is now a top priority for Mays.
This is something that I wake up thinking about every day.
Do you think that Access needs a total overhaul of its system?
I actually do. I think Access needs a complete and total overhaul, at least of its computer systems. Access's computer systems are antiquated. They need to be updated. We need constant vigilance with regard to these billing codes, and I am committed to making sure that those billing codes stay shut.
A spokesperson with Access says there are now thresholds for behavioral health billing to deny claims for multiple services that shouldn't be billed on the same day. Mays believes the amount of Medicaid fraud has already cleared hundreds of millions of dollars.
I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility that the number could top $1 billion in fraud.
One tactic: ghost billing. Mays says 7,000 to 8,000 people have been impacted. Some didn't even live in facilities while their names and access information were sold to bad actors used to build the state.
No compassion, no heart, awful.
Moody hopes people see the faces of those victimized by the scheme, like Carlo Walker. How much do you miss him?
I miss him so much. He was a good guy, he was a funny guy.
And as you know, we've been talking about this for so long. With this state crackdown and about 200 registered providers suspended, there's so many people left out on the streets displaced.
Wow. And if you see that this is happening or you suspect it's happening, there's a number you can dial, 211, right?
Yeah, we should have that on our screen right now. 211, press option 7 if you are a victim in need of resources. But I spoke to the Navajo Nation Attorney General today, Ethel Branch. She says that there have been long wait times, 45 minutes sometimes to get to an operator, then another hour to get intake information and get these people in motels, hotels, to get them that help
because
that they need.
there's so many calls?
There is a higher volume of calls. Some people do not even have phones when they get basically left out on the streets after these homes are suspended or shut down. There's another number on your screen, 1-855-HELP-ORB. That's Operation Rainbow Bridge, just another line of communication.
It almost seems impossible to police. Does Mays talk about that?
Yeah, coming up at 10, we know Kris Mays wants to prosecute the bad actors for healthcare fraud, but we know about these reports about people being picked up in vans, moving from home to home. I asked about potential human trafficking charges. We'll have more of that conversation coming up at 10 in part 2.
That's tough to trace. Yeah, thanks. Okay.